Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Wednesday, November 15th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you're someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. First off, a couple clarifications. Number one, the candlestick that you see right there will be moving around. That's because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. And then second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So stock number one, ticker symbol BCDA. Nice mover today, good solid volume. And now from a technical standpoint, I would say a good solid trend line. And what makes that trend line so solid? The fact that you got to think a lot of people, there we go. A lot of people have drawn it and are watching it. And that's important because when lots of people are watching the same levels and wondering the same thing, call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want, it can produce some very dynamic movement. So while there is no such thing as a guarantee, my point here is that is it reasonable that if the price comes up here and breaks up through that resistance level, that break in and of itself could create additional buying pressure? That is certainly a plausible outcome. So keep an eye on that trend line right there. As far as areas of support are concerned, nothing fancy here. Just a question of where did the pullback finally stop today, and that was right there at the 98-cent mark. So let me change that to green to represent the support. And then for you pattern players out there, let me map out the pattern real quick. Keep it one color. So we have our resistance, we have a support, we have the huge move up right here. For you golfers, try to make it a little bit more visual. Put the golf hole down here. This would be a bull pennant pattern. So if you like bull pennants, then definitely keep an eye on BCDA. Next one here, ticker symbol PLUG. And for those of you that watched yesterday's video, hopefully remember me talking about that trend line right there. And then we had this resistance area right here. And you can see this morning came up with the gap up, got the break, and then a very, very nice move. And that's what I've been talking about, a popular stock that's been absolutely destroyed. So these sorts of circumstances can provide good quality bounces, and that's what happened today. So yes, the price did bounce, so we now move into the next phase of things. But is there any sort of genuine strength behind this bounce? Is there any sort of true power? Is this just some sort of dead cat move type thing? So I'm going to get rid of that level. And that's where this level at 370 comes into play. And first update, it's just based on a foundational rule in charting when states when levels of resistance are broken and closed above, you want to see them act as support, and especially in this situation. While I'm not saying this is what's going to occur, just for explanation's sake, if the price were to come down here and then break down below it, what would you have at this point in time? You would have the price having all of a sudden gone right back to where it was. And not to insult your intelligence, but price movements that make a nice bounce and then go right back to where they were, not exactly inside of genuine strength. Now, to be fair, no price can go straight up, but you do want to see progress, and that's where 370 comes into play, because if the price comes down to 370, finds support, and then heads back up, well, you do have progress, because you'd have a low there, that low, and then if you envision those as stair steps, like I said, you'd have that upwards progress, in the bullish direction. So 370, definitely a very important level moving forward, but all in all, nice move today. Next one here, THRX, and this is a nice one here for the simple reason, once again, of levels that you got to think a lot of people are watching, and maybe your eyes were drawn to this right away, but check out that level right there at $3.30. Price has been up here multiple times, and as I speak, last 30 minutes, you can see the price is once again approaching that level, which leads to a very exciting question for Wednesday. Is the price going to be able to finally break up through that level? And if it does, will that bring about more momentum? Which again is plausible given like I said, if you want to call it a self-fulfilling prophecy type nature of that area. So if you're someone that likes breakouts, then like I said, this one seems to be knocking on the door there. A nice move to start the day, and then got some consolidation, a very tight range. But like I said, last 30 minutes here, starting to come up to that area. So keep an eye on that. If you like to play more so pullbacks, and an interesting pullback level at this one is just from the lows of that opening 30 minutes, which sit down there at $2.92. But in my opinion, at least, the most interesting dynamic is all about this tight range and the fact that it's sitting right here below 330. So we'll see if the price can break above it or not. Next one here, AIRE, and same general idea of what we've been talking about. We have a very well-defined level out here that you got to think a lot of people are watching, right up there at about $14.55. And then on the flip side of things, you have a nice little line right there, which can help serve within the pattern here. So that's a little support line. Oops, let me bring that down. There we go. Make a slight adjustment. And then to just keep it all one color, and I'm going quicker through this one because you've already heard me say this stuff, so I don't want to waste your time by repeating myself, but we have our resistance, we have our support, we have the nice upwards move there, we have the golf hole down here, so we have ourselves another bull pennant pattern. I believe the previous bull pennant was on a penny stock, so maybe you don't like penny stocks. Well, here is one that is a bull pennant, but not a penny stock. Next one here, AMC, and overall got some continuation from the bounce that occurred yesterday. So yesterday, Monday, hit that low, worked its way up, and has come up some more. So it's making progress. It's still got a lot of work that needs to be done, but when prices are put in higher highs and higher lows, that's where all progress has got to, start. So what I'm going to do here, because instead of just use the word progress, let's make that word progress a whole lot more visual, and let me get this trend line into play right here. So now, when I say the word progress, I mean staying above that trend line, because when you stop and think about it, the price could come up here and then drop all the way down here, come all the way up here and then drop all the way down there. But even in those situations, those lows would still be getting higher and higher, and that's the name of the game. So when I say, let's just see if it can continue to make progress, all I'm saying is let's just see if the price can continue to stay above that established now, upwards trending trend line there. In terms of areas of resistance, two main levels to watch. First one, I believe I talked about it in yesterday's video. I guess I can't say for sure, but that purple line right there, the 50 period moving average, I mean, check it out. That's why that level is very famous. Look how it just pushed the price right down. Even if the price does push up through there, next key level. So, I mean, get excited because that would be a good break, but don't get too excited because not that far away, you then have this level up here at 835 as the next area of resistance. But like I said, to be fair, there's still a lot of work that needs to be done, but the price is currently putting in higher lows those past couple of days. So we'll see if that can continue on moving forward. Real quick, want to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online class that I'm offering in a couple of days. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used to build consistency and manage risk, then definitely get signed up for the free live class. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down in the description box, or if you're watching at my site, there's an area right there on the webpage that you can click to get signed up. So like I said, if you've been enjoying, then certainly get signed up for the free class. Next one, ticker symbol LU, and this thing is on for basically a couple reasons. First reason, big volume, but also just, the rate at which this thing got destroyed today, just straight down. But what makes this interesting are those couple things. But now you do have some movement in the upwards direction. Now, to be fair, this doesn't necessarily mean anything, but it does allow and make sense to ask this question: is this the start of something bigger? Is there going to be an even bigger dead cat bounce? And for those of you that have traded for long enough, I'm sure you've seen stocks like this that get beat down, and then there can be some very eventful bounces back in the upwards direction. So again, guaranteed to happen? No, but at least makes sense to ask that question. Case in point, let's just say that the price was still just dropping. I'm sitting here saying, okay, is this the start of something bigger in the upwards direction? You'd be completely right to say, what are you talking about? Based on what? The price is literally just going down. But that's not the case here. The price has started to go upwards. Does it mean it'll continue? No. But is it worthwhile to throw out that question, which is actually a pretty exciting question? Hey, is this the start of an even bigger move back to the upside? If you like penny stocks, then certainly worth keeping an eye on. Next one here, TSLA Tesla, and I drew in this big old trend line, kind of talked quite a bit about it in yesterday's video, and then today, it just laughed at it. Now, to be fair, the markets had a very, very good day today with the CPI report and all that, but from a technical point of view, yeah, that price just did not even care at all about that level today. But if you're bullish, I'm sure you're not too offended by that at all. So as far as new levels to watch now moving forward, what I'm curious about is this trend line right here. To see if the price can stay above there. If it can, then I would definitely consider that a very strong trajectory for the price. So keep an eye on that. But from an overarching standpoint, just watch that purple line, the 50 period moving average. I realize it's very irrelevant right now given how far away it is, but keyword being moving. So as time goes by, that line will move itself higher and higher and get more and more relevant. So continue to watch that. But yeah, preferably speaking in terms of, Clay Walton make the chart look the absolute strongest. Certainly if the price can stay above there, but if the price falls below that level, it does not mean the chart's ruined or anything like that, because again, you still do have that overarching moving average down there. In terms of areas of resistance, got to go back quite a ways in the chart's history because it's been a while since the price went up this high. But next key level is going to be that gap close location, which sits right up there at 241.50. So that would close the gap right there. So keep an eye on that. It's certainly within striking distance right now. But overall, very nice day here for Tesla. Next one here, TENX. And not a great day today. But with that being said, that doesn't mean that it was a bad day or, the chart's ruined or anything like that. In fact, you just have essentially a consolidation day. Now, I say it was bad because, yes, this morning the price did come up here. It actually pushed up through that red line at 71 cents and acted like it wanted to break out. But then sometimes that's just how the market goes. A cruel move, broke out, and then said, hey, just kidding, and back down it went. Now, when I say back down, it's not like it crashed or anything like that. Now, that would have been just an absolute train wreck. If you're a day trader and you bought right there on the breakout, then yeah, for you, a lousy day. But assuming you care about the bigger picture of things, even with that level up there, you still have an overarching, and I'm drawing this very crudely. Let me put this line up like that. So there is still a general bull pennant pattern that is in play. Again, I fully understand that if you're some sort of day trader that wanted to buy right there and, buy and sell within 10 minutes, then yeah, you don't really care about this overarching pattern, but I'm trying to kind of talk from a couple different angles there. So like I said, today, yes, disappointing in the sense it failed that breakout, came back down, but from a broader sense, everything is fine. In fact, like I said, and like you see right here, it's got a bull pennant. Next one, PLTR, good movement today. Broke up through this stubborn area of resistance at 1985. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that as it served its purpose. I'm also going to go ahead and get rid of that level down there. It's becoming irrelevant, which is always a good thing to have because the prices continue to go up. Because I just want to try to simplify this as much as possible. And maybe you're going to guess already what I'll use for my support. But yeah, let's just use that purple line there, 50-period moving average, because again, moving average, so it's essentially like a trend line that's going to draw itself for you. So as that line moves itself higher and basically draws a trend line, as long as the price is above the quote-unquote trend line, then overall the chart is still fully in your favor. In terms of areas of resistance in the very near term, whoops, that's not what I wanted. We have this area right here. What I'm more so curious about is looking at just how high the price has been, and it's been a long time since the price has been this high. So as I go back, just take note that it's been a very, very long time since the price has been up around this area of the chart. So that just really goes to show that the price is knocking on doors that have not been seen for many months, which is always a good situation to have. So for those of you that love those patterns, very crudely, so bull pennant. Maybe you just want to call it a wedge pattern, but the moral of the story here is as long as this keeps on putting those higher highs and higher lows, that is what you want. Next one, TQQQ, which is an ETF that measures the NASDAQ. So if you believe the NASDAQ market is going to rise, this one will also rise. Biggest difference is it just allows you access at a much lower price point, which makes it a very popular ETF. And like Tesla, the Qs had a very, very good day today. So this one had a very good day, and it just did not care about any of these areas of resistance, especially that one down there. That support is not any relevant any longer. The one update I do want to get in a place is this level here at 42. We'll just move that up to make it the round number. And just basic rule there, when levels of resistance are broken and closed above, you want to see them act as support. But today was so strong that even if the price were to drop all the way down here and break below that level, I mean, you still have a whole lot of distance between the price and that 50-period moving average. Now, granted, that level is going to move itself higher and higher. But like I said, that just really goes to show that a pullback that far, which is a pretty good-sized pullback, even if that were to happen, doesn't really matter from a bigger picture standpoint because you'd still have plenty of wiggle room up above that purple line right there, the 50-period moving average. In terms of those levels of resistance, and don't need to overcomplicate in this situation, just a question of where did the momentum finally stop today, and that was right up there at $43.30. But all in all, very, very impressive day. I mean, you got to think some sort of pullback is going to come after such a monster day, but there is also the valid flip point of that or is this just the start of, getting even more shorts to start to cover? Because you got to think that shorts covering today had played a role in things. So we'll see what happens with it. But at the end of the day, if you like pullbacks, $42, interesting level. And if you want to play breakouts, then I'd keep an eye right up there at those highs. So that wraps up the top 10 list. Again, if you like what you saw here and you want to learn more about charts and how it all works, check out the class. It'll be Thursday, November 16th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So I hope to see you there. As far as the top 10 videos are concerned, if you enjoy these, please do two things for me. Hit the like button, leave a comment, say hi, tell me what you traded today, give me a watch just tomorrow. But those two things help out the channel. They can communicate to me that you're enjoying. And as long as you know you're enjoying, I'll continue to get this content out to you. So again, hit that like button, leave a comment below. Go get signed up for that free class. Thanks for watching.